Oh, are we recording? Okay. I'm kidding. I pressed the button. It's just me here. Good morning. So I don't know where I heard this, but this is the inspiration for the video, and I feel like this is where the Lord wants me to release. But the deeper, this could be in the Bible, the deeper the well of sorrow, the deeper the well of joy. The deeper the well of sorrow, the deeper the well of joy will be. This to me is God's promise. So if he has you in a place of deep sorrow, I believe the promise is for the exchange of joy. Have you found him in between the four walls of the prison that you are in? I'm trying to do this can't do it with one hand. Meaning, I know the right wall, I know the left wall, I know the wall in front of me, I know the wall in the back of me. Why? Because I've been here. Have you got to the place, and I want to say it more like this, has the Lord led you to a dry place? And that dry place can feel like a prison. And have you become familiar with the four walls of that prison? The longer you are there, the more you will be familiar with those four walls. Meaning, you know how it confines you. You know deeply of your need for a breakthrough. But this is where the joy will be. This is what I feel like the Lord is saying. This is where the joy will be. But first, it's time to become familiar with what is confining you. It's not really a homework assignment. You just keep living. Because I think we're going to have this reaction. We're going to have this initial reaction. And I don't think the Lord blames us for this. He leads us to a dry place and we're like, okay, well, this can't last very long. God is faithful. It's like he is faithful. But maybe he's not going to make a way the way that you think he's going to make a way. Maybe he's going to wait with you in the wilderness. Maybe you're going to become familiar with the one who is with you in the four walls of your prison. Not the way that you wanted to get out. Certainly not the timing. But your initial reaction is like, okay, he's faithful, he's coming for me. This won't be dry forever. But it's more so the things that you are telling yourself because of where you are in your belief. I believe that the four walls of the prison that you were in start to confine you. And as it confines you, you're trying to find some way to get out. You're like, okay, this is not funny anymore. This is not funny anymore. Eventually you get to that place. You're like, okay, no. This is coming down. This is coming down. I'll just wait it out. Okay. And as you wait, you can't help but find yourself restless within these four walls trying to get out. And you have the God who's with you in that place. Not shaming you for trying to get out, but having compassion and understanding. Who's like, I haven't made a way out for you yet, but you're going to exhaust your options. I don't blame you for this. But eventually you will see these four walls. There doesn't appear to be a door. There doesn't appear to be a window. I know because I've been staring at them. Because there's nothing else to look at. There's not really anything to look at or do in the dry place. You may have all the things that are going on around you, and people are carrying on like usual, business as usual. but not you. On the inside of you, you feel dead. You feel dry. You feel restless. Alive but dead at the same time, like being buried alive or something. When you know, you know. This is for those that are coming to know. I know. I have it in the background. I was like humming this morning. Like him being the Waymaker, that song, The Waymaker. Promise keeper, light in the darkness. That is who you are. That is who you are. And your joy will be where sorrow used to be. I was sorrowful in a dry place, in a prison. And I couldn't help but become familiar with my surroundings. And there wasn't much to look at, and there wasn't much to do. And I couldn't hide from the internal restlessness that was in me. I couldn't distract myself from that restlessness that was in me. For the longest time, you and me have been taught to be productive, right? And what seems to motivate us is we do something and we start to see results at some point. But when you're in a prison, whenever you are waiting on God, when it is this place of faith, it seems like that thing is going to be in the ground a long time. And it's going to outlive your patience, right? It's going to remain in the ground longer than your patience will. And so your patience will have to grow. It will stay in the ground longer than you were comfortable with. So you will experience great growing pains. You're not going to practice this patience thing. You're going to grow in it. It's going to be uncomfortable. You didn't know that you could endure this way and be in this place. But this is where you find God in a very particular way. I've found someone who has dwelled with me in the prison. I'm like, you know the way out. Why don't you just get us out? And he's like, it's not time. But the greater, this is where I feel like the longer you were in this prison that you were in, not one that you were keeping yourself in, but you said yes to the Lord, and this is where he has led you. To me, he doesn't more so lead you to a prison, but shows you the prison that you've always been in, the place that you need to be rescued from, that you were like before the world began. He thought of how he was going to save you, and you were going to come to know how he was going to save you, because before you were just running. Then he says, no, you can't run anymore. Here's a wall. Now you can't run anymore. Here's a wall. Here's a wall. Here's a wall. No more running. Sit down. Wait on me. Be still and know that I am God. You've heard these things, right? Well, you're going to become intimately familiar with these verses, because he will show himself in these verses. You will need a friend in the prison, and that's where he will be. You will need him like you've never needed him before, because it didn't used to be so dry, and you didn't feel so restless, but now you do. And so you need him in ways that you didn't think you needed him before. But he's like, this was the point I was making before, I think. It's like when meat gets tenderized or something. It gets juicier and juicier. The deeper the well of sorrow, the deeper the well of joy will be for you. So he will have you like in a crock pot, just marinating. He's like, it's not done yet. It's not done yet. The longer we wait, the juicier this is going to be. The more you become familiar with the four walls of this prison and experience the depth of sorrow that is in this place, when I make a way, your joy won't even compare. I'm saying this, I'm coming to believe it. They're saying it because I feel like it's being released for me, because this is God's words. Take it back to him. God's words, but I am wrestling with this because I've been in the prison. I've been in the place that I can't get myself out of. And I've tried. I've said, it's funny. Okay, there doesn't seem to be a way out. He's like, wait on me. As I'm feeling restless, there's nothing I can do about this restlessness. He's like, feel it. Feel it. He's like, but don't worry. You're feeling it with me. This simulation of feeling forsaken, he's like, I know what this feels like. I put on the darkness. I put on the sin of the world. I took the sin of the world. I know what it feels like to be forsaken by your Father, to be left all alone. That's what to go into darkness really feels like. So Jesus is with you there, where you need him to be. He's with you inside the four walls. Just like, that's a wall, that's a wall, that's a wall, that's a wall. You pace back and forth, right? It just depends on what day it is. It depends how much strength he has given you for that day. Sometimes you don't notice the walls all that much. Other days you can't help but think about them constantly. There are no windows, there are no doors. How do I get out? When do I get out? I feel like the Father has so much compassion for you. And this is a place of worship. But it's not worship in this season where you jump up and down and clap and smile. He might have you do that in the prison. He's had me do that in the prison. But your worship may look like crying, getting angry, feeling scared, because you said yes to him. And so the process has begun. He said, I want to know you. I will follow you. He said, follow me, and you said yes to the journey. Now you've signed up for the journey. You're on the adventure. So you're in worship. So however you respond, it's worship. He already knows what's in you. He already knows what's in me. It's like, what do you have inside a prison? It's of anger and pain. Maybe the trauma from childhood that you were able to push away for being productive most of your life. But he's led you to a dry place, to a still place, and now you can't help but face the demons. You can't help but face the things you can't overcome in your own strength. No longer able to distract yourself and pretend like it's not there. You're like, I know these walls because I've been here a little while. And the longer I am here, I feel this sorrow. Because I don't think I was made to be in this prison. So I don't understand why I'm here. It doesn't seem right. It seems inhumane. It doesn't feel like justice. There's an Eminem song that I heard yesterday. I think it's like Relapse or something. No, I don't know. It's the one where he's talking about basically enduring, right? Putting one step in front of the other and pushing on, even when you don't see any like progress or anything. So there was like a lyric in there that was like, now find the inner strength that's inside of you. And I feel like what the Lord was saying, he's like, this is fine. But how much richer you will be when you find that you need me to be your strength. When you know that you need me to be your strength, I will be with you in relationship. It's not just you finding a way to get through, but you realizing there is no way unless he makes a way. And he has set it up this way so that I know him as the way maker in relationship to the way maker, the promise keeper. It wasn't me that did it. And this is where your joy will be. It will be in relationship to the one who was with you in the prison, making a promise to you that at the right time he will do it. What will probably sell more books and be more popular to most people is finding the inner strength that's in you. And maybe God will even help you find it. But I think what will be greater is when you find your need for God, and in the need for God, the sorrow. And then you find in relationship the one who is with you, feeling the sorrow, sharing with you in the suffering. So then he's going to share with you in the celebration. Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a longing fulfilled is a tree of life. See, I think the hope is we're looking to him to be the hope. We're not looking to ourselves to be the hope. This is where our joy will be, because he will be our joy. It will be in relationship. You will need someone stronger than you to get you through. And how much more joy you will have, I believe, will be how much you are willing to be stretched, I guess. Basically, like, do you want to know me in this place? Because you know me in the dry place, you're going to know me in the promised land. And when you know me in the dry place, that's love like you've never experienced before. It hasn't felt like a feeling to me. In fact, God has been quite annoying. I've expressed this openly in many videos. Many videos. But he's steady. He's steady where I need someone to be steady. He's consistent where I need someone to be consistent. There seems to be a mental prison. I don't know the way out. I'm convinced on many levels one doesn't exist for me. But I need him to make a way. And I know that. I know what I need more now because I've been here. And I think that's what it will be for you. The greater you experience this depth of sorrow, the greater the joy will be for you. How much it will be worth it in the end. I'm still looking for that to happen. But I just give it to you how it is. I think for a while you are going to try to get out of this prison, or you're going to just like pretend like you're okay, which might be your way of trying to get out. You're going to try to deal with the restlessness that's in you. That's what you were taught. But the same restlessness, the same like belief system that is like harboring the restlessness, or the reason why the restlessness is there, is you think you must fend for you. When you're in a dry place, when you're in a prison, and you become familiar with the four walls, it's going to feel like he left you. It's going to feel like he forgot about you. And I feel like in this place, the Lord is not trying to get you to not feel that. He's not trying to get you to push that aside and change your mood. But he's like, feel it. Feel it. I'm with you in it. I know this sorrow feels extremely unbearable. But when you feel the sorrow, when you know the heaviness of the sorrow and you really know it, You become familiar with the four walls in this prison and how in your own way you can't make a way. It's like there's nothing. There's no window over there. There's no door over there. There's no cracks. I can't see out. So whenever those walls come down, it was He. He did it for me. He remembered me. I felt forgotten, but it turns out He remembered me. This is where my joy is now. And this is where I will be a light to the world, a hope, a witness pointing to the one and only ultimate hope. It will be Him. Have you become familiar with the prison? Because I kind of feel like it's designed in this way where we want to take Jesus being the Savior and make it something that's not so close to home. Even sin is like, well, it's like the sin of the world. Yes, it's like ours, and there's like a personal element to it. But I feel like our lives are kind of designed the way in which we're going to know Him. The way that my life has been designed anyway, it seems to be thought of like, you're going to know me as your Redeemer. You're going to know me as your way maker. You're going to know me as the one that came through for you when you couldn't come through for yourself. The one who could reach His hand and pull you out of the pit. But are you familiar with the pit yet? I think we're all given a pit. And that's what we need to be saved from. When you become familiar with your personal pit, well, then everything just becomes relational. It becomes a little bit, it becomes something that hits close to home. Oh, you hit me now. That's personal pain. But in that personal pain, I found personal intimacy. I've needed you to be here, and you are. I've been so confused. I've been so disoriented. And yet I'm here doing this. Every day seems to be a new day. He's faithful to give you a new day, and it seems like these new days are going somewhere. He's building something. With all of these days that feel random and like they can't do anything, go together, they seem meaningless. This is what waiting on Him in a prison is going to feel like. A lot of your days are going to feel mundane, dry, meaningless. Right? Too much, and it doesn't give you anything in return. Right? So then your self-motivation dies. There's no way to motivate yourself in this place because you can't alter the results, because you have been put in a position of stillness to know that He is God, because that word was spoken over you, and He is faithful to ensure that that word accomplishes everything that it was sent out to do. You said yes to the word, and now He's like, my turn. My turn. It won't be your faithfulness in the prison. It will be my faithfulness in the prison. My turn. Wrestle with Him. You will lose. Like you were meant to lose in that way. You will give up and receive His strength. Stop looking to yourself to be strong. It's okay that you have, like I have, we're taught to look to ourselves. It seems to be in the water or something. It seems to be such a natural way of living, looking to ourselves to do things. To get out of places, to get to places. But that's where the restlessness is. deeper the well. Deeper the well of sorrow, the deeper the well of joy. I feel like you kind of have to experience the sorrow to get the joy. I feel like a broken record. But it's just what keeps coming out of me, man. And it's good because his faithfulness is in it. It's good because it points to him. It's good because the expectation isn't on you to get yourself through, but it's on him. And you're coming to know that it is on him. But in coming to know that it is on him to get you through something, you're becoming familiar with the prison that you were in, the way that you were being confined, the way that you need a breakthrough, the way that you need him to save you personally. Is he going to remember me here? Other people seem to have solutions in this place, but I'm limited. I seem to be shit out of luck. Why? I don't understand myself. You're changing. You're growing, you're transforming. You said yes. You're not just put in a prison for no reason. You don't just become familiar about the four walls in this prison for no reason. You need to know that you know that you know that you know. For it to be like something that is solidified in you, something where it's like a blacksmith, it's constantly hitting that same piece of iron, right? Mending those pieces together. Waymaker, 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 waymaker. If you just made a way when you started to feel like you needed a way made, that's not deep enough for you. You're like, yeah, he came through for me. I waited like 10 minutes. Versus the person who waited months, years, and in that waiting months and years became familiar with how they were being confined and how they needed him to be there for them. They needed him in a new way. He made a way for me. He always had a way for me. I'm crying, and it used to be sorrowful because I didn't know he would make a way. Because in this prison, it has this way of feeling like I've been forsaken. But he didn't forget about me. So now these tears that I cry are joyful tears. Because I know the one who made a way for me. It's almost like, how did you get your stripes, you know? Or everyone has to get their like stripes or something. It's like a badge of honor for the person. The greatest thing that you can do in life, it seems to be, is to give it to God. But when you give it to God, you are being prepared, you are being transformed. You are now going to become one who knows how he knows you and be that. So everything else has to go. What better place for all these things to be dealt with than in a prison? Transitionary place, a waiting room, where nothing's going on and you can't move the dial even a little bit. It's like you said yes. You're on the journey. Congratulations. So your anger, it's because you're on the journey. Congratulations. That's sorrow. You're on the journey. Congratulations. You will receive more than you have bargained for. Something about him. Something about him. I don't know what it is. Not quite yet. I think that's how I love people, which can kind of seem harsh. I want people to take the long way, but not really the long way, just no shortcuts. I want them to take the way they were designed to take to get the very best outcome from it. Not just a comfortable life, but to know God. To live uncomfortably and find contentment. To live in a dry place, in a prison, and still have joy. I think ultimately, for you to know that you know, meaning you are convinced, He didn't forget about me. He was with me. So I'm just like, yeah. I think it's kind of baked into everybody's story, or at least maybe God would want it that way. It seems to be the richest people go through the most suffering. We don't have to be super rich. I'm like, God, I don't want to be super rich. But like, I guess whatever portion you've decided. But I want other people, I think this is the way in which I love them, I want them to experience that richness that seems to be in the soil of suffering. Doesn't seem to be anywhere else. Sorry. I don't know. I'm not finding it anywhere else. This thing that we try to avoid, that we can't avoid. Eventually, if it's the right time for you, you're not able to run from it the same way. You're not able to deal with it, to manage, to cope. I can't make a way in this. I can't make a way in this. I can't make a way in this. Left wall, right wall, wall in front of me, wall in the back. I can't make a way. I can't make a way. I can't make a way. I'm looking, but there's no windows. There's no doors. There's no windows. There's no doors. I'm pacing back and forth. Pacing back and forth. I'm losing my mind. Put me in a straitjacket. I'll never fucking get out of here because I don't know the way out. You didn't know that was in you, huh? It is. Just give it enough time. I think that's just where the unbelief is there, like an Easter egg. You're like, oh shit, there it is. It just took enough suffering to bring that out. And you bring it out, and you're like, oh no, I gotta put this back in. And the Lord's like, no. I honor you here. This is where you need me to love you. This is where I'm delighted to love you in this place of need. This is where you need me to love you. This is who I will be for you. I will be faithful for you in this place where you need me to love you. Where you need me to see you through, where you need my love to carry you through. So if you've like lost your mind, you need someone to have the mental capabilities to see you through something. So I don't want you to just find the inner strength that's in you. I want you to find your need for His strength. And then Him saying, I'm right here where you need me. I'm right here where you need me. You've become familiar with where you are, and now you're becoming more familiar with how I'm with you where you are. I'm with you where you are. I'm with you where you are. Where am I? Where am I? Well, you're in a prison, silly. Before you're like, no, this is fine. It's like, well, how much closer can God really be when you actually know where you are? When you're more attuned to where you really are, like in your understanding of yourself, your understanding to the truth, right? Where you are in darkness, which is the absence of knowing the truth. Because you can be in the dark and be like, yeah, I'm with God. And He's like, that person is as close to me as they can be right now. But I got to be the light in the darkness for them. In order for me to be the light in the darkness, it's like the light approaches where you are in the dark. And then you see that the light just creates a small radius in that darkness. Kind of the shape of a square, kind of the shape of a prison. You're like, it's illuminated enough to see that I'm in a fucking prison. And He's like, I'm with you here. I am the light in the darkness where you are. You didn't know that you were in a prison before because there wasn't any light. But now there is light. And because there is light, you see that you're in a prison. Because you see that you're in a prison, you try to find a way out, and you find you can't make a way out. And so now you know you need me. So this is where I will be. I like that. Thank you, Holy Spirit. I like that a lot. It's a very good picture for me. It's like you were already in a prison. Just think of yourself in a prison, but you didn't know you were until the light came on and the radius showed you, oh my God, I've been here this whole time and I didn't know it. I didn't know that I needed him to make a way out of this prison because I didn't know I was in a prison. I was just managing. He's like, now you're going to know that I'm with you where you are, where you need me to be. Instead of pretending like you're not in a place and trying to meet God there. He's like, I'm not over there. I'm not over there. I'm here where you need me. Woo! Okay. How does that sit with you? It's good.